program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut. And yes, Mr. Don Moon.
And Mr. Mangelo.
Number 14, buddy.
Yes.
Plainville Stadium reunion.
Yep, and we got over 40 cars here. We got a lot of people, and we're talking all about Plainville Stadium. And we're cooking with gas, and we're having a good time.
I can't get over the amount of people here. And the cars. Wow.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of cars here, a lot of memories. We lost Eddie Mack, we lost Bill Bailey,
and members of the original crew.
And Smitty we lost with the Silver Six. It's not like Plainville without those guys.
No, it isn't. Smitty was very special. I'll tell you. Eddie Mack too. The history he has, going back to the days he was buying tires for Dave Alkus.
Yeah, and he used to yell at me in the pit, Mooney, don't hit him.
Yeah, the good old days, huh?
Yeah, that was the good old days. Eddie Mack used to speak right up, but hide it behind the background.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Don, this thing is getting better and better every year.
Well, I hope we go for more and more. Since this is the 14th annual, I hope we go to the 20th annual.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it, too. And now, some of my buddies here, is Billy Greco here yet?
Billy's not here yet. I haven't seen him. Jap Membrino's here. A lot of the good drivers are here. You have to come down and see us.
Yeah. Put this on the calendar. Week after the Berlin Fair, the Plainville Stadium reunion.
Yeah, we had good weather this year. We had a little bit of rain that scared everybody, but that was all right. We got a gorgeous day today, and we're still waiting for more people to come in.
How you doing with the car? I see the car's looking good, huh?
Oh, yeah, you keep polishing it. We don't drive it too much. We can't get in and out of it. For some reason, I'm getting younger.
Uh-oh. You know, funny thing you say that. I started a diet this past week, and the last event we were at, my pants were falling off.
No. Well, I had the opposite. My pants don't fall off. I'm pretty solid, but I had 11 needles in my backbones to keep me straight. That's no fun because I don't like pain.
You're going to have a vodka now and then or something.
Yeah, something. It's tough to get young.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Now tell me, when you go in Lowe's at Plainville, do you say, are we in the pits?
No, we go down by the boards, the 2x4s and 2x6s, and you can hear Dave Alkus, Jap Membrino, and Don Moon coming down the backstretch.
Yeah. Like it was always there, right?
Like it was there forever.
Yeah, we remember those days, and thankfully, because of this event every year, it's remembered.
Well, I tell everybody we don't make up stories, we don't make up fibs. I lived it. I was Plainville all the way.
Let me tell you, your two uncles, I'll never forget them.
Oh no, they were good. The only ones who find a tire going flat, they tell me, Donald, you can't race unless you fix it.
Yeah, it was all fun.
Had a lot of fun. I took those guys. I said, "Get dressed up good. I got your paperwork ready. We're going racing." Well, who's driving? I said, "Well, I'm 15 and a half. I can't drive. I don't have a license. One of you guys got to drive because if you argue about it, I'm driving." So we went to Plainville, almost won the race for Mexico Mello.
Oh boy, yeah, he's got a storied history too.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of fun at Plainville.
Well,
we didn't spend much money, but we had a lot of fun.
Oh, the junkyard was your best friend.
Oh, yeah. Donnie Bazzano always says that's another good guy we lost. Our best friend was the junkyard.
To this day, I can still remember Don Spazzano walking through the pits with his engineer boots on. He was a mountain of a man, let me tell you.
Let me tell you about Donnie Bazzano. I'm almost as tall as him. I'm probably an inch and a half shorter, but he wore engineer boots and I wore moccasins. And I want to tell you something. I told him if we ever fight, we'll be like Black Sambo. So we better be friends, and we were friends forever.
Oh, yeah.
We never had a tangle.
You did not want that man mad at you.
No, I think he could have picked me up and threw me around, but I would have given him a good tackle.
Okay. All right, buddy. I know you're busy today with this event. Thank you for the interview, and I hope we do this till we're 100 years old.
Year, and I hope we have a better turnout, even better.
That's right. Better and better.
I want everybody to come.
You got it, buddy. The week after the Berlin Fair. Put that in your calendar.
Very good.
And yes, Bobby Knox, we got a car here. Looks very familiar. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it does. It's one of, my son went and found it. My grandson found it on the line, and then they made contact. It's hard to believe that they found it in Greenville, Maine. And it's been in a container for 19 years.
Oh, my dear.
So my son back here, he's the one that went and got it, and he paid for it and brought it back.
So, you're another Bob.
Yes, I am.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, he's my oldest son.
He's your older son. Huh?
Yeah, we got 4 boys.
I bet you were shocked when you saw this car.
Well, I was when they found it, because I remember that a lot of people were looking for it.
Yeah.
And one time I had a chance to buy it, but I didn't have the kind of money to buy it. And then it kind of disappeared.
Yeah. Well, that's what usually happens, you know. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. The collector car world is alive and well, and that's the best investment you can make.
As far as I'm concerned, it is, really. And you know what? There's a lot of them around. You just got to find them. And it's, you know what? The trouble is with kids today, they aren't like into cars like we were, because cars are all computerized. The minute you were a young boy, the first thing you can do, think about, was getting a car and a driver's license and dig into it. And it's great for these cars to be remembered, because to me, they're the kind of cars that made what it is.
Absolutely. Now, where do you call home today, Bobby?
Sandersfield, Massachusetts. It's not too far from here. It's actually 9 miles in the state of Massachusetts, out of Winston on Route 8.
Oh, yeah.
But we've been thinking about selling it and coming back, because we're not where there's any doctors, and all our doctors like are Torrington and all over. And that's the hard part.
Now, where do you live, Bob?
I still live in Thomaston.
Oh, you do?
That's where the car's stored, too. Right back home in Thomaston.
Well, that's what you got to get him back.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I'd go back, but we just got to. My wife wants to move, but we got so much stuff in my yard that it's hard to get rid of.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling.
I've been getting rid of photographs of all photographs I got. I've been going to give them to people. They belong to them. That way, they'll have them.
Now, you built this car, right? Completely.
We built them, yes, years ago. We built them all.
I forgot, what'd you use, like a 57 Chevy frame like that, or a 55?
Just 55. But we used all early ones were 53s, 54s. Most of them were that. Most of them in here, you always see it like that one there. See, that's a 54 Chevy or something like that with a flimsy front end.
We knew how you built them. I used to help JoJo and his father. You remember John Sr., right?
Oh, yeah, I do. And I remember JoJo because I saw him in Vermont this past year.
He looks good, though, JoJo. He looks
I
good.
took a trip with my sons up to Waterford, Vermont, to a track that's been closed for years. And when I got up there, he was there, JoJo. I couldn't believe it. But he said he saw the same thing they were advertising, so he drove all the way up there.
Oh, yeah, he likes to fool around with cars and stuff, you
His
know.
father with the pit steward and everything.
Well, let me tell you, I remember them days. I can remember Bart Rocco driving over his foot in the pits, and he chased him all over.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. His father was a nice guy, he really was.
Yeah,
And-
we used to call him P-head, believe it or not, or Fat Man.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Oh, we had a lot of good times back then. That's when, to me, racing was
Different.
enjoyable. You know what I mean? You didn't have to be a superstar. You just, people come to see you and
Have a good contact in a junkyard. That's all you need.
That's it. That's for sure. Well, I had a good contact there. I knew Johnny's junkyard well,
That's all you need.
and I didn't have no problem getting parts. Just go get them.
Just go get them.
Yeah, but today's different. One of my his son works in a junkyard now.
Oh, yeah,
So-
is that right? Yeah.
That's where the parts are coming for this one.
Yeah,
Good.
They're finding new parts to make a new chassis and frame and stuff for it.
Car's nice.
Oh yeah, it is nice. Yep.
I still remember that blue light, buddy.
That's what everybody remembers.
That's your signature.
Yeah, when we used to come out in front at night after the races and line up out there. That's all the kids come running for, that blue light. That's all they could remember that. And actually, once he found it and my wife they had it online, we got more stuff about that blue light. They remember that car with that blue light, you know. But that's what it was all
A
about.
lot of good memories, huh?
Yeah, I really sure was. And I'm happy to see this here. You know, down in and Davey. They work hard to get this thing
They
like
do,
it is.
they
And
do. Oh, I just seen another buddy come in, Mr. Greco.
oh, I
See
just
it?
see him. Yeah,
Billy Greco.
Billy. Yeah.
He's still going strong.
Oh, that's amazing. He amazes me.
He's the Iron Man.
Oh, he was in the race car not too long ago. I see in Bethel,
he's
in an antique race car.
He's something.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, I don't want to tie you up. I know there's a lot of people you want to see.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see you. And Bob, was a pleasure meeting
Pleasure
you.
meeting you. We'll keep
And I
the
want
blue
to
light
thank
on.
you for finding and getting this car.
That's what has to be
Bobby,
Bobby, I'm
good
glad
luck.
to talk to you every year.
I hope
I'm
we
happy.
live to be 100.
I hope we live to see next year. That's all I care about.
okay. All right, buddy. Good
Take
job.
it one day at a time.
And yes, Billy Greco, it's number 14,
Yeah,
Plainville Reunion.
yeah.
How we doing?
Very good. Right now, I'm doing okay. I had a little problems. I still got a little problems walking, but I can't squawk. I'm here, and it's good to be here. See a lot of good friends.
Wake up in the morning, it's a good day.
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
And the car behind us, you got a very special meaning for you, huh?
Very. Yep.
Sharky's car.
Sharky's car. I won a lot of races with that car. You know, with Sharky. He was one of my first cars.
I can remember you
I went all over with that.
with this car. Boy, I'll tell you, you were something.
Yeah. It was good. I met a lot of people in my life. It's good to have friends that remember you, too.
How's all the kids and everyone good?
Everybody's fine. Yep. I can't squawk. Like I said, I'm 93 years old now. And I did it for 40 years, so I can't squawk there.
You and George were a pair, too.
My brother, yeah, he was very good. He was a good mechanic.
He
Jimmy
knew
DeMayo, too.
he knew what the car had to be done just watching you run.
And he knew how I drove, and he set it up for me. So he knew what to do with the car. That's one thing I could say. He used to work on it. I used to go out, warm-ups, and do okay. He said, well, I'm going to change a few things. He never touched it.
You just want to get in your head.
Yeah. Well, he was good. He knew how I drove, and he knew how to set it up.
Now tell me, which place did you like better, Plainville or West Haven?
Well, I was brought up in West Haven. So I lived there, and I won a lot of races there.
Savin Rock.
Yeah, it was West Haven Speedway. And I won 3 championships there. And I was really a good drawer for United at the time.
Oh yeah. That was a very special place. And I'll tell you, Billy, when you ran Plainville, you were right there too.
Oh yeah, I did good at Plainville. I liked that. I liked that track. And I was teamed up with Mo Gertzy and me. We used to drive for Sharky.
I can still remember Mo's cars with the money bags painted on the side of the car.
Yeah, well, he was the money man.
They used to call them money bags.
Yeah, money bags, Mo Gertzy.
That's it.
Good man.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good.
Certainly, Billy, we're so glad you're here, number one. And I hope we do this till we're 100 years old.
I hope so.
Okay, buddy. I know you're busy. I don't want to tie you up. Thank you.
No, that's
and good
okay.
luck. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you down the road.
Yep, I
Okay.
will.
Thank you, buddy. Yes, Richie Smilek. We got a car I think you know a little bit about in front of us here.
Yeah, I built and raced it. The this particular car, 1973 through 78 at Thompson Speedway. The black one you see in this picture is the one I raced at Plainville Stadium. Well,
So it was a good car.
oh yeah, it was a good car. Junkyard motor. The motor had 80,000 miles on it when I put it in the race car.
Hey, Richie, the junkyard was your best friend.
That's right. That's right. It was back when you can race without going broke.
Today is so different.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to rob a bank today to buy a motor.
Yeah, and today everybody buys everything already built. You know, we used to build our own out of parts we found here, there, and everywhere. Yeah.
And plus, your company now, I want to mention Crankshaft, right?
Yeah.
You're still grinding the cranks.
Oh yeah. I've got an automotive machine shop. Do everything down there.
In Berlin, right?
Yeah.
Are you online, or how do people get you?
Yeah, there's a well, cripe, I don't know. There's a bunch of sites with my name on it online. Yeah.
Crankshaft. It will let people remember that.
Yeah, Four Rod Road in Berlin.
That's it.
Yep.
I have to commend you. The car still looks good. And where do you keep it?
This belongs to Ronnie Carlson. He was a buddy of mine that I grew up with, and he's a collector of old race cars. So
He certainly is. I tease him all the time. I said, I want to buy that number 85 novice car. He won't sell it to me.
yeah, that belongs to the girl, or was owned by the father of the girl that I go out with now. Yeah, Gene Nicolucci owned that car. Jimmy Smith drove it for him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good history back then, huh?
Oh yeah.
I know. We miss them days. Hopefully, racing will get back to where it used to be at some point.
Well, you know, nowadays, like I say, everybody's buying everything. A lot of these drivers don't know the first thing about the cars. They just get in them and drive them.
Bring your helmet.
Yeah, somebody else owns them. But
They bring a $1,000 race suit and a $1,000 helmet and say, let's go.
yeah, you know, back in our day, like I said, we built everything, cobbed them together out of whatever we could find. But
That's what it was all about. Junkyard was your friend.
But Plainville was a type of place where anybody could race, you know. Yeah.
You know, I'll never forget, we got to know Reggie real good.
Yep.
Reggie told me, he said, listen, if you could drive a car at Plainville Stadium, you could drive a car anywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a tough track. Yeah, flat track. Wasn't much for grip on that track. Yeah.
I'll tell you who had that track down, though, was Mo Gursey. Man, oh, boy.
But back in those days, we used to race an entire season on one set of tires.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Today, they go a couple of laps, they change the tires.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Then these tire companies found out there was a lot of money to be made in tires.
And they certainly did.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're tight. I know you got things, people you want to see. We're going to let you go, and I want to thank you for two things. Number one, being here. Number two, for bringing this car.
Yep.
Take care, buddy. Good job. So once again, Tony Mordino Jr., we got the car here. Huh? How's it feel to be back here with Plainville people?
Well, it's great. As usual, they got a decent turnout. I don't know how they do it. There's so many events scheduled today, but they got a great turnout. A lot of people coming up, telling me stories about the days back in '61 when they watched the original car, win them 10 races. And it's fun to talk and hear people tell me their stories. Somebody brought me a few pictures, original pictures from the '60s. It's a thrill. This is a once a year event that I can't miss.
His history at Plainville was so special.
Yeah, he was at West Haven when he first started racing in Savin Rock. In the mid-'50s, he raced for the Membrino family. The dad, Ralph Membrino, had a '78 car that won as many features Nick Tito sent me a spreadsheet, and they said that my dad had as many modified wins as anybody at West Haven. There's some stiff competition down there. Greco, Centenero, Campino. So for him to have that, I knew he had a lot of wins. I didn't realize he had as many as anybody. So that was a treat. But he moved to the Membrinos, got out of racing. Jap continued, but, you know, congratulations for getting in the Hall of Fame, Jap. But once they got into horses, my dad started driving this car. And this is a car as a kid I remember being almost unbeatable with the Chrysler 6-cylinder running against a Ford Flatheads.
Let me tell you, him and Lou Colangelo had battles over there.
Yeah,
They're epic.
yeah, they were Lombardo and that XD2, and I remember Harry Bliss in a Flying 8. But yeah, Lou Colangelo was the main competition. He was always a tough driver, and I think the year that my dad won the 10 races, the 7 in a row, they had a bounty on him. My dad had a little accident the last race and came in second to Colangelo, who won the points championship in '61. Yeah.
He was good too, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it was consistent. You know, my dad was really out there to win, and if he didn't win, I saw a lot of similarities in how Reggie Ruggiero drove a race car and how my dad drove a race car. They basically could care less about points. It was about getting the race, win, going away with a trophy, the headline, and getting some money out of it.
One thing I was just telling somebody, Reggie told me, he said, in the day, he said, Larry, if you could drive a car at Plainville Stadium, you could drive one anywhere.
Yeah, that track was larger than a West Haven Speedway or like a Riverside Park, so it was quick, but it was flat. Had virtually no bank on that track. Your car had a handle, and if you handled, you didn't need a big motor. You didn't need a big dollar motor. You just needed a driver and a car that could handle. And my father, you know, he made a living going down in the dirt in the infield, going into third turn there. You would just see a trail of dust and smoke, and I know a lot of drivers didn't appreciate that, but he did whatever he had to do to get to the front.
He knew how to win.
Yeah, well, he used to start in the back. They handicapped you based on your performance, and he started last in every race. So they would have a madcap, 225 lappers. He'd start last in the first one, win it, and start last in the second one and maybe come in second or something because he didn't have enough time to get.
Oh yeah, he was something, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun watching him and the guys of his era race their cars that they worked on, that they built, and they weren't competing against, store-built cars.
Let me tell you, he's got to be looking down, smiling right now at this car.
I'd like to think so. I know if he was around, it may have had a more older school look, but I would hope to take this out in the future. Now, be it not to race, I had my chance in SK Modified and late model. That was my time to shine. This would just be get some video of it out on the track, just because it does look nice when it's moving, you know.
Have some fun.
Yeah. Nope. So it's good seeing you. You look good.
Nice seeing you, and as usual, buddy, you're on your game. Thank you for being here.
No,
and I hope we do this till we're 100 years old.
I hope so too.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Take care.
Good job. And yes, Richie Belmont, we got a special car here, number 54, that I think you know a little bit about.
Yes, I was a child when I watched my Uncle Sparky win a championship at Plainville in 1964. And unfortunately, Sparky died in '68. So as I got older, I said, geez, I'd love to rebuild a car in his memory. So myself, my cousin Louie, and later Bob Buffington got together and built this car over a period of 4 years as a replica tribute car to Sparky's championship. And Ronnie Burnt gave us our blessing. He's the proprietor of North End Auto Parts. So we took this car and little by little got it as what it is.
I'll tell you, it looks good. I'll tell you that.
Well, thank you. And, still got a couple little items to go with it. But, we'll take it on tour next year to a few tracks just for display purposes, and a lot of people remember
Sparky's memory.
in Sparky's memory. Famous midget driver turned stock car driver, very successful, and he went out on a win.
You know what? When in the pits, he was the nicest guy that I ever met. He was just a nice guy all around.
Everyone tells me that. And he was always nice to me as a kid. He was my godfather. And when I was a kid, my father had me building airplanes, and Sparky started sending me cars.
Yeah.
And we're still at it. 55 years, 60 years later.
Let me tell you, he's looking down and he's smiling.
Yes, I hope he is. And last year we had Sparky's daughter and son-in-law here, and we just had a big old party at the bring out of this car.
Oh, yeah, it's special, let me tell you.
Yeah, it certainly is. And we're not stopping. We're going to do another one also.
You know, I was just kidding Billy Greco. I said, I usually see your car here. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, it's in my garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, too, Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah, Billy's been around for a long time, and he has nothing to prove.
Yeah.
You know, he has nothing to prove to anybody.
93 years old, God bless him.
Yeah, yes, he is. Yeah, but you know, we're doing. Sometimes we got to do our thing.
Yeah.
You know, and in Sparky's memory, and there'll be another one. There'll be another J40 Joe Fontana Sparky Belmont car.
Oh, wow.
In the next couple of years.
Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah, me too. A lot of work, but it's worth every hour.
Well, Richie, I don't want to tie you up. I know there's a lot of people here you want to see. I want to thank you for two reasons. Being here, number one, and doing this car, number two. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you
Good
for
luck.
stopping by and
I
talking
can't wait
to
to
me.
see your next one.
You will.
Take care, buddy.
Take care.
Yes, we want to remember Don Spazzano. And thanks to some very dedicated people, they keep his memory alive with this beautiful car. And as usual, they're right on their game. This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.